The Paris terror investigation widens. An international manhunt for a suspect who got away. Frightening images emerge inside a concert hall, along with extraordinary stories of survival. Did the attackers use so-called dark apps to hide their communications? President Obama huddles with Vladimir Putin over the fight against ISIS. And security is increased at U.S. football stadiums. What's being done to protect soft targets?
Soft targets, we're going to have to rely very heavily on public awareness.
This is the CBS Evening News.
Good evening, I'm Jeff Glor, and this is a Western edition of the broadcast. The death toll from the terror attacks in Paris stands at 129. More than 350 were hurt and 77 in critical condition. ISIS claimed responsibility, and tonight France has responded. These are French warplanes unleashed earlier in a wave of airstrikes from Jordan and the United Arab Emirates. They bombed command centers around the ISIS stronghold of Raqqa in Syria. It comes as the investigation is widening. An international manhunt is on for a 26-year-old French national who had been living in Belgium. 7 other suspects are dead, 6 from suicide bombs, another killed on Friday in a shootout with police. So who are the suspects and how could they plan the first coordinated attack by ISIS in the West? We have a series of reports starting in Paris with Elizabeth Palmer.
Hundreds of people who'd gathered near the locations of Friday's attacks suddenly bolted tonight. And for a few minutes, they were convinced the nightmare was starting all over again. They dove for cover anywhere that looked like a good place to hide. Even the police went on alert. But it was a false alarm. And it's still not clear what started the panic. Tension is high, especially after the police today issued an international arrest warrant for a suspected terrorist who's still on the loose. Saleh Abdeslam from Belgium is one of 3 brothers thought to be involved in the attacks. He's suspected of running logistics and renting a car that was towed away from near the Bataclan concert hall for forensic testing. The police have also identified some of the 7 dead attackers. They include Abdesalam's brother, Ibrahim, who gunned down restaurant customers in central Paris and then blew himself up. Ahmed al-Mohammad was another suicide bomber who tried to attack the football stadium. He was 25 and a Syrian who slipped into Europe on what may have been a false passport last month among the thousands of asylum seekers who have come ashore in Greece. And Omar Ismail Mostafai, 29 years old, was a French citizen and petty criminal. He was on a police watch list after being radicalized in 2010. And he led the attack in the concert hall. Here's the result. A distressing photo of the crime scene shows the bodies of music fans executed on the spot. Today, family members got as close as they could to the place, still under police guard, and their shock dissolved into anguish. Nearby, where floral tributes are piling up, a rabbi and 2 imams came to light candles and speak to the crowd. Now is the time, said one of the imams, for French Muslims to take a clear stand against any form of terrorism. But for 129 innocents, it's too late.
This is the second major terrorist attack in Paris in less than a year, Jeff. And the World Climate Change Summit is coming up in 2 weeks. To say that French politicians and security services are stressed would be an understatement.
Liz Palmer, thank you very much. At least 89 of the victims were killed inside a concert hall as a rock band from Southern California was performing. But there are remarkable stories of survival as well. We warn you, though, some of the images are graphic. Here's Alan Pizzi.
The Eagles of death metal had the Bataclan rocking, and then shots rang out. The guitarists bolted, the drummer ducked, and the concert became carnage. The horror of being caught up in the attack was evident by how desperate people were to escape. Please help me, this woman cried out. I'm pregnant, I can't hold on. Massimiliano Natalucci and a companion dove for cover the moment the shooting began.
When we were on the floor trying to reach the door, when we were crawling on on dead people. There was so many dead people on the floor.
You were actually crawling over dead people?
Yes, yes.
This photo, taken when the attack was over, shows what he escaped. The victims were shot methodically, with no chance to escape, no mercy shown. And in the street outside, more carnage. Even as the wounded were being helped, the sounds of the assault can be heard. It was even more terrifying for concert-goers who hid. Christine Tudhope huddled in a small room for nearly 3 hours.
Hearing everything from above going on, bullets, grenades, explosions, screams, we could hear it.
By the time the injured made it to Dr. Philippe Jouvin's hospital,
all the patients were silent. Well, there was a huge silence. You imagine no people were speaking.
silence is the most striking feature of makeshift memorials. They come to honor the dead and to try to make sense of violence that is, by all normal measures, incomprehensible. A memorial service in Notre Dame Cathedral marked the start of 3 days of official mourning. But the fear will linger long after that. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Paris.
President Obama is in Turkey at the G20 summit. The focus was meant to be the global economy, but now it's ISIS, and it has the president huddling with Vladimir Putin. Margaret Brennan is there.
As world leaders stood for a moment of silence honoring the victims of the Paris attack, the looming question was how to respond. President Obama even consulted with Russia's Vladimir Putin, who has been reluctant to join the fight against ISIS, despite losing over 200 of his citizens in a jet believed to have been blown up by an ISIS bomb. In a meeting with the president of Turkey, a country also hit by ISIS, President Obama vowed to hunt down the perpetrators.
The killing of innocent people based on a twisted ideology is an attack not just on France, not just on Turkey, but it's an attack on the civilized world.
Officials say the fight against ISIS will now intensify. That includes more airstrikes targeting the terror group's top leaders, greater intelligence sharing between the U.S. and European countries, and tighter control of the Turkish-Syrian border to restrict movement of foreign fighters. But critics say that the scope of the Paris attacks requires a significant change of course. Mike Morrell, former deputy director of the CIA, served under President Obama.
I think it's now crystal clear to us that our strategy, our policy vis-a-vis ISIS is not working, and it's time to look at something else.
Following Friday's attack, the U.S. is hoping that France will consider putting special forces on the ground in Syria to fight ISIS, alongside the U.S. operators already deployed there. Jeff?
Margaret, thank you. You just heard from Michael Morrell, a former deputy director at the CIA and a CBS News senior security contributor. He joins us now on set. Michael, you were blunt today saying our strategy against ISIS is not working. Right. If you're not ready to prescribe what exactly might work, what do you think at least needs to be reconsidered?
Yeah. So, Jeff, it's not that I'm not ready to prescribe. I don't know what to prescribe. But I do think we need to reconsider some things. I think the first thing we need to reconsider is our views on President Assad. Right? Our policy has been he has to go. That stability in Syria is not possible as long as he's at the helm. But he is certainly part of the problem, but he may be part of the solution here, the way the Russians and the Iranians think about it. That's number one. Number two, we might need to think about taking more risks on the battlefield, not necessarily putting Americans in combat, but putting them in forward positions, supporting others in combat, calling in airstrikes, for example. So different things we should be looking at.
Under a potential scenario of the U.S. working with the Syrian army, that is a dramatic and serious change in strategy.
Yes, it would be. It's been discussed before. We've always ended up with, no, our policy is that he needs to go, and then we'll work with a new government. But what's happened in the last 2 weeks, the bringing down of the airliner, the directed attack in Paris, unprecedented. It's time to think about a new approach.
Okay, so outside Iraq and Syria, then, why is ISIS so interested in launching attacks in the West at this point?
Two reasons. The first is they want to go after countries who are part of the coalition attacking them in Iraq and Syria. They're trying to change the political dialogue in those countries. They're having just the opposite effect, as we've seen today, the French attacking ISIS positions in Syria. The second is they want groups, extremist groups in other countries, to follow them, take on their mantle, take on their objective, which is to form a global caliphate.
This is not less focused on the caliphate. In fact, these attacks outside reflects more.
Exactly. Global caliphate.
Michael, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
ISIS has promised more attacks, but the White House says so far there is no specific or credible threat to the U.S. Here's Jeff Pegues on heightened security.
It's still the regular season, but on Sunday there was near Super Bowl level security at NFL stadiums across the country. In Pittsburgh, there were increased bag checks, and Eagles fans in Philadelphia were greeted by SWAT teams and bomb-sniffing dogs. The Friday the 13th assault in Paris is prompting increased security in the U.S. to protect the public not only at sporting events, but at concerts and other venues drawing large crowds. New York City Police Commissioner Bill Bratton.
We also have no shortage of soft targets, which is the problem. We're going to have to rely very heavily on public awareness, as we always try to do. See something, say something.
U.S. law enforcement officials say there is no specific or credible threat to the United States. Still, this weekend, the FBI ordered agents to step up surveillance of potential ISIS sympathizers. But the old rules may not apply anymore. Mohammed Fraser Rahim, a former counterterrorism analyst for the Director of National Intelligence, says ISIS has evolved. What does law enforcement have to do now to counter that?
Law enforcement can't do this alone. They have to work, and quite frankly, with Muslim populations or Muslim communities. They have to work with imams. They need to work with community centers. This cannot be a solely government response.
The U.S. law enforcement response to the Paris attacks is still a work in progress. Jeff, federal officials are discussing whether to issue more specific guidance to law enforcement in cities and states in the coming days.
Jeff Pegues, thank you very much. How could the teams of Paris attackers plan the assault without getting caught? Contessa Brewer shows how technology could have played a role.
The Paris attackers may have pulled off their plot in part by keeping their plotting secret. ISIS uses so-called dark apps to hide their messages from surveillance, the same apps many people use to keep information private. Former FBI Deputy Director Timothy Murphy.
It's caused a huge blind spot for intelligence agencies and the law enforcement to actually get insight to what they're doing.
Often, even the app makers can't get the data because messages self-destruct or the encryption key constantly changes. New York City Police Commissioner Bill Bratton.
These apps, these devices that now allow these terrorists to operate effectively without fear of penetration by intelligence services, this is the first example of this.
In Brussels, searching for accomplices, investigators reportedly discovered a PlayStation 4. Belgian leaders say communications on the gaming console are also difficult to monitor.
It's a huge problem, the social media recruitment, social media radicalization. Then they'll go off those social media platforms into encrypted platforms to have further conversations about travel, about if you can't travel, take action against your own country.
And ISIS is already using the Paris attacks to build its brands online.
This event is in many respects similar to the events of 9/11 in terms of the game-changing aspect of it.
If you think the dark apps are just domain of terrorists, think again. Medical and legal professionals use them to keep your information private, and British intelligence reportedly uses them for its own communication. Jeff?
Contessa, thank you very much. An American college student was killed in the attacks while having dinner with friends. Her story on the CBS Evening News continues.
Are you tired of bulky wallets crowding your purse? Is that wallet bump onto your rump, hurting your back? Sick of searching for ID, cards, and cash? Introducing Wonder Wallet, the amazingly flat wallet that's twice as thin as a regular wallet, but holds twice as much. Incredible! Go from bulky and fat to slim and compact. From so stuffed you can barely bend her to flat and slender. Crafted with genuine leather, Wonder Wallet features 12 clear sleeves to hold up to 24 cards, ID, gift, credit cards, insurance, and more, plus cash, organized and super slim. The secret is Wonder Wallet's patented design. It's laid out like a photo album, so it holds twice as many cards on each side. See everything at a glance. This wallet's overstuffed, but everything fits perfectly in Wonder Wallet. And why carry this big old wallet when Wonder Wallet is so thin, it all fits right in?
Wow, does it ever hold a lot of cards?
It's fabulous, nice and flat, and fits perfectly in your back pocket.
I would rather carry something like this around that is very thin and would fit everything that I have in this bulky one.
It's nice slim line, fits in there, it's comfortable and kind of invisible.
Soft, supple leather flexes, so it's comfortable to sit on, even in the car. RFID blocking stops remote scanning of cards and protects private information. Ordinary wallets can cost over $100, but get Wonder Wallet now, crafted with genuine leather for just $19.95. Available in black, tan, or red. Order right now, and we'll double the offer and send a second Wonder Wallet in the same color free. Just pay separate processing and handling. That's 2 Wonder Wallets and over $80 value for just $19.95. This special TV offer is not available in stores. Call or click to order Wonder Wallet now.
To order for $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping and handling plus $5.95 for the additional bonus offer, call 1-800-979-4881 or order online at getwonderwallet.com. Call or log on today. Must be 18 or older to order.
The only American confirmed killed in the Paris attacks was a student at California State Long Beach. Today, that school held a vigil in her honor. Here's Maria Villarreal.
Noemi Gonzalez was a first-generation Mexican-American with big dreams, says her mother Beatriz.
She was hoping to have a different life. She wanted to have a career and a family.
Gonzalez was one of 17 Cal State Long Beach students studying this semester in Paris. A Friday night dinner with other foreign exchange students ended with Gonzalez among 19 people gunned down at La Belle Equipe restaurant, half a world away.
This really affects us profoundly.
Professor Michael Lafort called Noemi an extraordinary student.
Noemi was something of a star, and she brought joy, happiness, laughter to everybody she worked with.
For her family, there's yet another heartache.
At FBI, they told us that it's going to take like 3 weeks or more to have the body back because she has to stay there for all the investigation.
Noemi Gonzalez was just 23. Her boyfriend posted on Instagram, "I lost the most important person in my life. She was my best friend and she will always be my angel forever." Mireya Villarreal, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The Paris attacks also changed the focus of the Democratic presidential debate. That story is next.
Tweezing, plucking, ugh, and I hate waxing. That's the only thing that kept me from getting into a bikini. Well, that and fettuccine Alfredo. Then I found the Yes!
The instant and pain-free hair remover from Finishing Touch that has women everywhere smiling because it's not a laser or electrolysis and it's not waxing or shaving.
And I hate waxing. OMG, the first time I had it happen, I thought, oh, this is like torture.
You can use this from head to toe, so it doesn't matter what part of your body you need to take care of, you can do it all with one product.
With breakthrough Sensolite technology, Yes removes unwanted hair with no pain and no irritation, and hair will never grow back thicker. The secret is micro-oscillation that sweeps away unwanted hair anywhere with no pain and no irritation. Gentle on all skin types and colors, perfect for teens and tweens, and ideal for women of all ages.
I don't understand why anyone would say no when you can say yes.
Now you can say yes to legs that are soft and smooth with no nicks or cuts, and yes to removing unwanted facial hair without the pain of waxing or plucking. Finally, you can say no to painful hair removal and no to expensive alternatives that cost hundreds of dollars, and say yes to hair removal that's instant, pain-free, convenient, and affordable with the amazing Yes for just $39.99. Plus, every order today receives free shipping and our 60-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied, we'll refund every penny. And ask how you can get our deluxe travel case for free.
Get gorgeous without the pain. Get Yes today.
To order for $39.99 plus free shipping, you can call 1-800-950-1739. That's 1-800-950-1739. Or you can visit us online at finishingtouchyes.com. Must be 18 or older to order. You can call or click today. Call 1-800-950-1739. That's 1-800-950-1739.
The attacks in Paris had a big impact on last night's Democratic primary debate in Des Moines. After the debate, over half of Democrats and independents polled said Hillary Clinton won. Bernie Sanders came in second, followed by Martin O'Malley. Nearly two-thirds say Clinton is the candidate they trust most to fight terrorism. More now from Nancy Cordes, who was on the panel.
Good evening. At a debate refocused on foreign policy, the former Secretary of State said she's best prepared to deal with threats like ISIS.
It cannot be contained, it must be defeated.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders argued the U.S. should be part of that fight, but not lead it.
The disastrous invasion of Iraq, something that I strongly opposed, has unraveled the region completely.
Let's just be clear about what you're saying. You're saying Secretary Clinton, who was then Senator Clinton, voted for the Iraq War.
I don't think any sensible person would disagree that the invasion of Iraq led to the massive level of instability we are seeing right now.
The candidates also clashed over health care, taxes, and big dollar donations.
Why, over her political career, has Wall Street been the major campaign contributor to Hillary Clinton?
We need to step up and we need to protect Main Street from Wall Street. And you can't do that by campaigning as the candidate of Wall Street.
I represented New York on 9/11. When we were attacked, where were we attacked? We were attacked in downtown Manhattan, where Wall Street is.
That comment sparked reaction on debate partner Twitter.
Secretary Clinton, one of the tweets we saw said this: "I've never seen a candidate invoke 9/11 to justify millions of Wall Street donations until now."
I'm sorry that whoever tweeted that had that impression, because I worked closely with New Yorkers after 9/11 for my entire first term to rebuild. And so, yes, I did know people. I've had a lot of folks who give me donations from all kinds of backgrounds.
While respondents to our poll called Clinton the winner, they gave her and Sanders equal marks on the economy and gave him a nearly 2-to-1 advantage, Jeff, when it comes to dealing with income inequality.
Nancy Cordes, thank you very much. Another big story this weekend, the frightening crash of a sightseeing bus in San Francisco. That story's ahead.
Are you tired of slicing and dicing by hand and bulky slicers that clutter your countertop? Stop! Introducing 1 Second Slicer, the amazing food preparation station that slices, dices, chops, minces, and juliennes, and then serves, seals, stacks, and stores, all in one compact container the size of a loaf of bread. Why single slice a potato when you can slice the whole potato in 1 second? Slice family-sized fries lightning fast, or a pile of shoestring potatoes in a flash. Slice carrots with incredible speed in any shape or size you need. Stop crying over onions because the 1 Second Slicer chops whole onions in the container without the tears. Slice tomatoes with the speed of a professional chef, or make a full-size fruit salad in less than 60 seconds. The stainless steel blades are laser honed and razor sharp to slice deli meat with ease, and cutting cheese cubes is a breeze. Don't slow slice a salad when you can make an entire salad start to finish in just seconds. Or pack them up for parties with family and friends. To clean, simply push a button to release food remnants and then rinse. That's it. And then store it all together inside the container. The 1 Second Slicer, complete with the hinge cutting lid and storage container, stainless steel blade insert, and fresh keeping lid, is yours for just $19.95. Call now and get the amazing bee slicer to speed slice sausage in the container, veggies on the cutting board, cheese on top of a salad, or a mountain of coleslaw in seconds. The bee slicer set is a $20 value, but it's yours absolutely free. But wait, order now and we'll double the offer and send a second complete set. Just pay separate processing and handling. You get 2 1 Second Slicer sets, an incredible $80 value, all for just $19.95. Here's how to order.
To order for $19.95 plus $7.95 shipping and handling plus $7.95 for the bonus offer, you can call 1-800-709-1238 or go online to 1secondslicer.com. Must be 18 or older to order.
There are reports 2 tornadoes touched down today south of Sacramento, both in Stanislaus County. No word of injuries. Officials are assessing the damage there. 4 people were left in critical condition after a double-decker tour bus in San Francisco went out of control. Here's Jamie Yukas.
The open-top double-decker tour bus ran down a bicyclist, struck 2 pedestrians, and smashed into moving cars, and kept going. Stunned witness Katie Bailey.
The bus was going very quickly through the intersection, like at least 40 miles an hour, and it looked like it was going out of control.
The bus came to a halt at a construction site in the middle of Union Square, a busy shopping and hotel district in San Francisco. Security worker John Zimmer called the scene horrific.
It was like a bomb going off. It just kept boom, 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 and it was like it wasn't going to stop.
30 people were on the bus when it crashed. 20 were hurt. 8 people, including a minor, were taken to the hospital. 4 remain critical. Officer Albie Esperanza says the investigation is ongoing.
We will look at any mechanical malfunctions. We will look at any DUI or alcohol or narcotics as standard operating procedures.
The CEO for City Sightseeing San Francisco released a statement saying he was deeply saddened and is cooperating with the authorities. Firefighters say the bus driver was awake and talking at the time of the crash, but his condition is not known. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, New York.
And we'll be right back.
Cats love to snuggle up in a warm, cozy corner, but fur goes everywhere, and cleanup is a nightmare. Introducing Kitty Shack, the only pet bed with 2 perfect places that keeps kitty warm and furniture fur-free. Look, just unzip Kitty Shack to convert from a comfy tube bed to a full-size cat mat in seconds for double the snuggling. Cats love to cuddle on your bedding, but fur flies everywhere, and that means tons of wash from shedding. But Kitty Shack's faux fleece lining and extra plush foam is the perfect retreat for kitty's catnap, keeping the shed off the bed. The secret is in the electrostatic charge that works like a magnet, trapping unwanted fur and dander.
My cat Daphne loves the cozy warmth of Kitty Shack. No matter where I put it, on a bed or a couch, she just will sleep on it for hours.
My cat spends all day lounging on the Kitty Shack. I love the Kitty Shack because I can move it to all her favorite places and keep the cat fur off my furniture.
Every cat, big or small, will crave the cozy comfort of Kitty Shack. Kitty Shack's super strong double stuffed outer ring keeps Kitty Shack open for the perfect cozy cave. Portable and lightweight, Kitty Shack keeps Kitty warm and cozy on the cold kitchen floor. On the couch, give Kitty a comfy mat and keep furniture fur-free. Just look at the difference. It's the perfect playhouse. Cats can hide or play all day. And Kitty Shack is machine washable. Pet beds can be expensive. Now Kitty Shack in your choice of brown or leopard print for just $14.95. There's more. There's even a built-in thermo-reflective core to reflect Kitty's body heat for a warm, toasty surface. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer. Just pay separate processing and handling. Keep one as a tunnel and one as a mat. You get it all for just $14.95. Call or click now.
To order Kitty Shack for $14.95 plus $11.90 processing and handling, you can call 1-800-709-8365 or order online at kittyshack.com. Must be 18 or older to order.
Finally here tonight, it happened in Paris, but the world is watching. England, Germany, Myanmar, the Philippines, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Egypt, India, Nepal. Vigils and memorials of light stand in stark contrast to Friday's darkness. In Washington, D.C. today, James Jones brought his 2 sons, Riley, 7, and Grayson, 5, to the French embassy. At the Eiffel Tower, under extra police protection, this scene at sunrise. The sun is about to rise again in France, and though Monday will mean more searching, it also means more support, as a global audience stands with the City of Light. That is the CBS Evening News tonight. Later on CBS, Scott Pelley will be in Paris for 60 Minutes. And first thing tomorrow, CBS This Morning. I'm Jeff Glor in New York. Good night.
Next on CBS 2 News at 6, a community comes together to grieve. We're live at the memorial on the Cal State Long Beach campus to remember one of the victims of the Paris terror attacks.
Plus, freezing temperatures bring snow and fun to our local mountains. Skiers and snowboarders couldn't be happier. Amber?
And this very system brought us below average temperatures. Here's a look right now at the Santa Monica Pier. I'll let you know when we can expect much warmer conditions.
Those stories, sports, and any late breaking news next at 6.
Be ready to winter with Infiniti. Now through January 4th, lease the new Infiniti QX50 for